Money will come and go. We know that. The most important thing in life will always be the people in this room. Right here. Right now. Salute me, familia. Salute.
I believe I have discovered why William Afton has done so many terrible things and destroyed so many people's lives. The week before introduction states, "This place creates happy family memories and you help make that possible." Phone Guy takes Freddy's culture to heart and in certain ways reflects William. Ralph Phone Guy informs staff in his training videos you can't spell team without M&E. Perhaps It's Me is a sort of a way of saying we are together, a part of a family. Even when Phone Guy is in a life or death situation, he remains vigilant towards protecting who he sees as his family, the animatronics. The company's focus on family is highlighted through family discounts and promotions. This emphasis suggests an outward appearance of warmth and inclusiveness meant to foster a sense of belonging and community. Family twisted by pain and loss. FNaF. Welcome to the family. This phrase serves as an unsettling welcome to the night security guard. While it might seem welcoming, it's actually a harbinger of the darker realities faced by those involved with the animatronics and the haunted history of the establishment. FNaF 6 Molten Freddy's One Big Happy Family. Molten Freddy's comment points to a grim and twisted interpretation of family. The term reflects the forced unity among the animatronics, whose histories are intertwined through suffering and revenge. It implies a false sense of togetherness that masks deeper, unresolved issues. William Afton and family. William's attempt to fix what is broken. William Afton's efforts to fix his mistakes and manipulate the circumstances around him show his obsession with controlling the narrative of his life and his family's tragedies. His focus on family becomes a means to justify his actions and his refusal to accept the reality of the situation. Divorce and family issues. William's personal life, particularly his divorce, underscores the fragmentation of his own family. This separation highlights his inability to maintain personal relationships due to his obsessions and failures, reflecting a broader theme of dysfunction within family dynamics. Guilt and manipulation. William's manipulation of Michael by exploiting his guilt over his younger brother's death reveals how he uses familial bonds as a tool for control. This dynamic represents a distortion of the nuclear family structure, where familial relationships become entangled with power and manipulation rather than support and love. Striving for communion and relationship. William's drive to establish a culture of communion and relationship with his staff members is a facade that masks his deeper intentions and the horror behind the company's operations. His actions, driven by personal failures and a desire to fix the unfixable, ultimately perpetuate a cycle of suffering and control. Vlad and Clara, neglect and loss. Vlad's reluctance to care for his child and the subsequent loss of Clara illustrate another facet of family dysfunction. Vlad's inability or unwillingness to fulfill his parental responsibilities leads to tragic outcomes, further emphasizing the series' exploration of broken family structures. This is a reflection of William and his thoughts on family. Vlad is a parable of the real relationship of William and his wife. The dynamic between Vlad and Clara in the Five Nights at Freddy's series can indeed be seen as a parable reflecting William Afton's own past and personal struggles. Analyzing their relationship within the context of the series provides insight into the broader themes of family, responsibility, and personal failure that are central to the FNaF lore. Here's how Vlad and Clara's dynamic parallels William Afton's past. 1. Absenteeism and neglect. Vlad's neglect. Vlad's reluctance to care for Clara and his eventual loss of her can be seen as symbolic of a broader theme of neglect and failure to fulfill parental responsibilities. His inability or unwillingness to take on the role of a supportive and nurturing figure parallels issues faced by other characters in the series. William Afton's absenteeism. William Afton, much like Vlad, demonstrates a profound failure to adequately care for his family. His obsession with his work, the animatronics, and his dark experiments overshadow his responsibilities as a father and husband. This neglect contributes to the breakdown of his own family, much like Vlad's failure impacts his relationship with Clara. 2. The impact of personal failures. Vlad and Clara's relationship. Vlad's personal failings and inability to support Clara lead to tragic consequences, including the loss of his child. This personal failure reflects a broader sense of guilt and regret, which can be seen as a metaphor for his inability to rectify his mistakes and repair his broken relationships. William Afton's failures. William's inability to fix the problems he's caused, including the suffering of his family and the tragedies linked to the animatronics, mirrors the failures seen in Vlad's story. William's fixation on his own projects and his disregard for the well-being of his family lead to a cascade of tragic events, illustrating his broader struggle with personal and familial responsibility. 3. Obsession with fixing the unfixable. Vlad's fixation. Vlad's efforts to remedy his relationship with Clara and his ultimate inability to do so highlight a theme of trying to fix what is beyond repair. This fixation on mending broken relationships reflects a deep sense of regret and a futile struggle to make things right. William Afton's obsession. William's relentless attempts to fix his mistakes, control the animatronics, and manipulate his children reflect a similar obsession. His inability to accept the reality of his failures and move on leads to further complications and tragedies, emphasizing the futility of trying to repair what is irreparably broken. 4. The role of guilt and manipulation. Vlad's guilt. Vlad's sense of guilt over his failures and the resulting impact on his family is a powerful emotion that drives his actions and decisions, even if they are ultimately unproductive. William Afton's manipulation. William's use of guilt, particularly in his relationship with Michael and his manipulation of family dynamics, demonstrates how he leverages these emotions to control and coerce others. His actions are driven by his own guilt and the need to exert power, which parallels Vlad's emotional struggles. 5. The broader symbolism. Parable of personal failure. Vlad and Clara's dynamic serves as a microcosm of the larger themes of personal failure, neglect, and the impact of unresolved guilt present in William Afton's story. Their tragic relationship illustrates the consequences of failing to address personal issues and the ripple effect such failures can have on others. Reflection of William Afton's past. By examining Vlad and Clara's story as a parable, it becomes evident that their relationship reflects key aspects of William Afton's past, including his inability to maintain healthy family relationships and his obsession with controlling the outcomes of his own failures. Conclusion. The dynamic between Vlad and Clara in the FNaF series can be seen as a symbolic representation of William Afton's own struggles and personal failures. Both relationships highlight themes of neglect, obsession with fixing the unfixable, and the consequences of personal and familial failures. By understanding these parallels, one can gain deeper insights into the overarching narrative of the FNaF series and the complexities of its characters' motivations and actions. According to ChatGPT, raising a family without maternal involvement can have drastic effects on mental growth. Raising a family without maternal involvement presents unique challenges and dynamics. This scenario can occur due to various reasons such as separation, divorce, death, or personal choice. Here's an overview of some of the key considerations and strategies for navigating this situation. Challenges. Emotional impact on children. Attachment and bonding. Children might miss out on the emotional support and nurturing typically associated with maternal involvement. This can affect their emotional development and attachment styles. Identity and self-esteem. Children might struggle with identity issues or lower self-esteem, particularly if they feel they lack a critical figure in their lives. Role of the remaining parent. balancing roles. The remaining parent or caregiver must often take on additional responsibilities, which can be challenging both emotionally and practically. Emotional burden. The remaining parent might experience increased stress or emotional burden from fulfilling roles traditionally shared between parents. Social perceptions and stigma, societal expectations. There may be societal pressures or judgments regarding non-traditional family structures, which can affect both the parent and children. Support systems. Finding adequate support systems or community resources can be more challenging in non-traditional family setups. Raising a family without maternal involvement requires adapting to new dynamics and finding effective ways to meet the emotional and practical needs of children. By building a strong support network, fostering open communication, balancing roles, and modeling positive behaviors, it's possible to create a nurturing and stable environment that supports the well-being and development of children. While the absence of a maternal figure can present challenges, the presence of a loving and supportive environment can help children thrive despite the non-traditional family structure. It's me, I am Springtrap. William's transformation into Springtrap. The Springtrap suit. William Afton's transformation into Springtrap occurs when he becomes trapped in a malfunctioning Spring-Bonnie suit. This suit, designed to be a part of the animatronic lineup, becomes the vessel for his cursed existence. It symbolizes his complete immersion into the world of animatronics and the extent to which his actions have irrevocably altered his fate. Symbolism of Springtrap. Springtrap represents the physical manifestation of William's guilt and the consequences of his experiments and crimes. The decaying suit, combined with the remnants of his human form, illustrates the degradation of his humanity and the extent of his moral corruption. ****2. Thematic implications: loss of humanity. William's transition from a human to an animatronic is symbolic of his loss of humanity. His obsession with his experiments and his criminal activities have led him to become something other than human, a blend of machine and decaying flesh. This transformation highlights his complete moral and physical decay. Endless punishment. As Springtrap, William is condemned to an eternal state of suffering and confinement. His transformation into an animatronic serves as a form of poetic justice, as he is forced to endure the horrors he inflicted on others for all eternity. This endless punishment reflects the series' theme of inescapable retribution. ***3. Evolution into other animatronic forms, from Springtrap to Scraptrap. In Five Nights at Freddy's sister location and Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, William Afton evolves into different forms, including Scraptrap. This further transformation signifies his continued attempt to escape the consequences of his actions and his ongoing quest for power and control, even in his altered state. The role of the remnant. The concept of remnant, a material used to bind souls to animatronics, plays a significant role in William's transformations. His persistent presence in various animatronic forms underscores the theme that his soul is unable to find peace or redemption. The remnant serves as a means to keep him tied to his creations and the suffering he has caused. ***4. Psychological and narrative impact, guilt, and redemption. William's transformation reflects his deep-seated guilt and the impossibility of redemption. Each new animatronic form he takes on is a manifestation of his unresolved guilt and the consequences of his actions. His inability to escape his fate or find redemption highlights the tragic and haunting nature of his character. Narrative continuity. William's transformation into various animatronic forms maintains narrative continuity within the FNaF series. It ties together different elements of the lore, showing how his actions have led to a chain of events that extend beyond his initial transgressions. Each new form serves to deepen the mystery and horror surrounding his character. ***5. Symbolic reflection on family and failure. Family dynamics. William's transformation into Springtrap and beyond reflects his failures as a father and a husband. His inability to rectify his mistakes and the impact of his actions on his family are mirrored in his dehumanizing transformation. It underscores the idea that his personal and familial failures have irreversibly altered his existence. Failure and obsession, his continuous evolution into different animatronic forms, also symbolizes his obsession with controlling and fixing what he cannot. Despite his attempts to overcome his circumstances, his ultimate failure to escape his cursed fate highlights the series' recurring theme of obsession and the inescapable consequences of one's actions. Summary: in the FNaF series, the concept of family is deeply intertwined with themes of guilt, manipulation, and the consequences of broken relationships. The focus on family, whether in the guise of company culture or personal dynamics, serves to underscore the tragic and often horrific nature of the characters' actions and their consequences. William Afton's obsession with trying to fix what is broken and his manipulation of familial bonds reflect a broader commentary on the nature of family ties, how they can be both a source of support and a means of control, and how attempting to fix the unfixable can lead to further decay and dysfunction. Remember, together, we are FNaF.